I'm rambling. Am I even getting anywhere with this? Excuse me, y'all bear with me. I'm really hoarse this morning. I don't know if I'm coming down with something or if I've just been talking too much. Might be a sign that I need to shut my mouth. But anyway. Hi. I'm somewhere in Tennessee. That line is really cheesy, but it's true nonetheless. Today is bike tour day. Yay. No, but seriously. So y'all seen my bike in a couple of videos, but I have not talked to y'all about why I picked that specific bike or given y'all a little bike tour of that bike. So we're gonna do that today. Woke up early this morning and decided to get some recording done before it got too hot outside. I actually came here to my local park to sit and talk with y'all and just to get some peace and quiet. You know, I live in a chaotic house. To say the least. There is always something going on. People entering and leaving rooms. We have animals, so they decide they want to get to chirping or barking, and the best way to get anything done is just to come outside. So that's where we are. If you're wondering what this all is back here. Why did I decide to get an e-bike? The answer is quite simple. You know, I've had a bike. No, scratch that. Not a bike. No. I've had a car pretty much my entire life. I am 36 years old. So from the time that I was 16, it's been 20 years. 20 years of owning a car. And I am well aware of the upkeep, the maintenance, the repairs, just the cost in general of owning a car. I've driven everything from little compact cars to old school cars to here recently. I've been on the Ford F-150 train, just straight up Ford. My father passed away 4 years ago, kind of unexpectedly. He was diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer, and 5 weeks from his diagnosis, he was gone, which was insane because up until that point, you know, he was still working every day. Well, long story short, when he passed away, I inherited his truck, and my truck went to my son, my oldest son, which he was really excited about. Now, my dad's truck, I have to be completely honest with y'all, that was something very, very special and dear to me. He had an older body Ford. It's a 2001 model that had, at the time, like 385,000 miles on it. I drove that truck I've had it 4 years, so during that time I had put some more miles on it. It was up to 425,000 miles on it, and just a couple of weeks ago, actually no, I take that back, it's been maybe a month now, the motor finally went on that beautiful, beautiful truck. So that left me in a little bit of a pickle. Yeah, I cried, I did all the things. I still have the truck. It is currently parked in my backyard, and I do want to rebuild that engine one day. Obviously, the engine is going to cost more than the value of the truck at this point, but also not really, because the truck has a lot of sentimental value for me, so I will be holding on to it. Prior to my dad's truck giving out on me, you know, I'd played around with the idea of a bike a few times. I would think about it and, you know, say I should just park this truck, find a more sustainable but also like a healthier way to get around, right? To get me some exercise in and just be out in nature. I had considered several different bikes. I actually slid around town for a little bit on a Huffy Parkside, and I absolutely love that bike. It was really cheap. I had gotten it for like $198 at the local Walmart. Well, not local because I live way out in the middle of nowhere, but 30 minutes away. So I had gone there and got this bike, the Huffy Parkside, and put pannier bags on it and really had it set up nice, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Well, one day my son went to move it for me and didn't realize that I had bungee cords wrapped around it, and he tore the whole derailleur off and bent the wheel and was flabbergasted.
And I was flabbergasted.
And about that time, I had decided to look at getting myself an e-bike. But I was scared. You know, an e-bike, for me, for my pocketbook,
is expensive. It's expensive.
Especially, you know, coming from the standpoint of I've never owned one of these before. Is this going to be something that I even enjoy? I had never ridden an e-bike. So I was definitely intimidated just by the cost up front. And I held back on that. I pondered on it for many a year. I say many a year, it's probably been about 4 or 5 years. I did as much research as I could on the different brands, and there's so many. There's so many different brands, so many different makes. And like, how do you know? How do you know what you're gonna get or what would be best for you? It's kind of intimidating, especially if you're just starting out with that, right? You know, then we fast forward to my dad's truck breaking down, and the issue of transportation came up again for the first time in a very long time. I have not had car payments in many years. Let's see, I've not had a car payment over the past probably 7 to 8 years, and that's definitely not a life that I want to go back to. No, it's not the life for me, okay? So I started looking at other options. The options being, number one, I could either try to pay for a car with cash, or I could forget the car altogether. And I chose option B. I went ahead, I pulled the trigger on an e-bike that I had been looking at for quite some time, and I'm sure you already know if you've watched any of my other videos, but it is the LECTRIC XP 3.0 step-through model. I love that bike. I've owned it for going on 6 weeks now, and I love everything about it. I think it is very cute. It is functional. I have ridden that bike over 300 miles now, and I enjoy every single minute of it. Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you and give you a little walkthrough of my bike and just kind of talk about, you know, why I went with that model. So this is my LECTRIC XP 3.0 step-through model in the color white. And I absolutely love everything about this bike. This does come in the, I guess you would call it the high step model as well. My wife actually has that one in black. I decided to get the step-through version because, you know, with that bar being lower in the middle, it is easier for me to get on and off the bike without getting my foot caught on the bar and tripping and hurting myself. I also have a bad left knee, so anything that can just help with that mobility is a plus in my book. Let me take you through a little walkthrough of it. So this right here, I guess you would call it my cockpit. I have these little mirrors put on that came from LECTRIC, and they just screw into the handlebar here. They're very easy to maneuver. If you want to swing it down low, you can do that. These have been invaluable to me because definitely when you're riding on the road, you know, safety is always something that I think about, and I want to be able to see what's coming behind me. They were super easy to install, and I have one on both sides of the bike. Also, they have these great ergonomic grips. I absolutely love those. Moving along on the cockpit here, we have, you know, our brake levers. This right here is how you turn the bike on and go through your pedal assist modes. This right here is actually really cool. I got this off of Amazon. It's called the Cruising Brights, and I only use this at night or if I'm gonna be riding on the road while it's a little darker. But it makes this really cool, like, light up disco pattern. Let's see if I can maybe see. Except for at night, it's a lot brighter. Sorry y'all, that was a motorcycle driving by. At night, it's a lot brighter of a pattern, and it's spread out pretty good. You see it on the road. It's really pretty cool. So that was an Amazon find. This little guy functions supposed to as like a squeaky. which I can't get mine to really squeak that well. My wife gets hers to go in though. That's kind of functions as our little bell. And also when we're riding, you know, this catches the wind, and he's really cute. I call it my little bicycle buddy. This right here is my phone mount. It's actually marketed as like a motorcycle phone mount, but it's really, really great. You just set your phone in there. There is this little lock mechanism on the back that locks it in tight and keeps it from going anywhere. Has a little screw on there, a screw and a hook that mounts it to your handlebar. And I was really impressed by this thing. You can also, you know, change the orientation, switch it to the side if you prefer to look at your phone that way. Moving on, I have this little cup holder that's strapped to my handlebar that I sometimes will put my coffee cup in. Most of the time though, I just kind of stuff random things down in there and use it as more like a purse. And then we have my display that comes with the bike to show me just, you know, the speed that I'm going, what pedal assist level I'm on, and it also has my odometer on there. This is my shifter, and then there we are. That is my pretty much my entire cockpit setup. Coming around to the front of the bike, I have this front rack that I got from Lectric that was made to go with their bikes. I absolutely excuse me, absolutely love that front rack. It is so functional for me. I strap bags, coolers, whatever is needed onto that rack. I think it's rated to hold about 30 pounds, which is plenty for me. That also comes in instrumental when I am doing my grocery shopping. Here we have the front headlight slash reflector. That light is pretty bright. I do eventually want to upgrade it, just because I am blind, okay? Like, my prescription in my glasses is like negative 5.75. I definitely need something brighter, as well as me having a slight astigmatism in my left eye. It works fine. I think that light will work fine for most people, but just, I know me, myself, and I need something a little brighter. I also want to talk to y'all about these tires. So one reason why I chose this model in particular is for the fat tires. It has 20 by 3-inch tires on it, which is great for multiple different terrains. I don't have issues with balance when I'm on rocky roads, slicker roads, anything like that. These tires handle them perfectly. I got these little charms off of Amazon as well. I thought that they were really cute. My wife also has them on her bike, just to give it a little summertime, springtime feel, as we are, you know, in the middle. Well, actually, no, today's August the 1st. I was gonna say we're in the middle of July, just to give it a little cute pop of color. And I always get complimented on these when I'm out. As you can see, the bike also has hydraulic disc brakes, which we like. We like the brake power on this bike is absolutely incredible. My bike also has a front fork with some suspension on it, which I think helps make it a really smooth ride. We also came with fenders. Fenders are something that was important to me because I do plan on using this bike both for leisure, but also for a mode of transportation to get back and forth to work. You know, I don't want to get to work with a big strip of mud or water down my back. So these fenders came with it. And if you're wondering about these little floral decals that I have all over my bike, they are waterproof decals that I got from a small business that was selling them on Amazon. I absolutely love them. They were fairly cheap. I literally just cleaned the frame really good, and I stuck these decals all over them. I love flowers, I love floral patterns, and it really just added a little character to the bike, in my opinion. Which I know that may not be for everybody, but that's okay, it's for me. But anyway, moving on. The frame of this bike is actually a folding frame. Now that was not something that was important to me. I rarely have to fold it up, but I guess if you're a person that, you know, maybe you're traveling and you're taking the bike with you quite often, you need it to fit in a car, that would be a plus. You just push this forward, pop this lock out, and the bike will fold in half. Also, the battery is housed there inside of that tube, which I think is pretty cool. If you want to take the battery out, it is kind of a handful to fold the bike up, get the battery slid out. But if you want to, I mean, you're able to carry the battery with you. But you know, if you're like me and you don't want to take the battery out to charge it, that works too. They have this little charging port here that you just plug your charging cord into. That's what I do. That works for me. I also have some metal pedals, which I really like those wide flat pedals. They're comfortable for me. They work. I don't see myself changing those. And then here we have the kickstand. Cool thing about Lectric is they give you the option to secure your lock to the bike. I actually got my lock for free. At the time that I bought this bike, they were running a bit of a special where I got the bike lock as well as an upgraded comfort seat, and I really love this seat. This thing is comfortable, it's cushy, it's wide, just great because your girl got a wide butt, so really definitely makes it more comfortable for me to ride. But now I have to show you the main reason why I decided to go with the LECTRIC XP 3.0, because I think that this is really cool and this may be important to some of y'all outside of just myself. So the main reason that I decided to go with this particular model is because this rear frame is rated to hold 150 pounds. If you're a type of person that likes to carry a lot of things with you, perhaps you grocery shop using your bike, that is so cool to have that extra capacity on there. I feel like Lectric really went all out when they were considering functionality. Most rear racks that I've looked at have a carrying capacity of somewhere between like 50 and 60 pounds. So when it comes to this, like Lectric really knocked it out the ballpark. I have on there right now these pannier bags that I found on Amazon. I'll probably do another video just showing y'all what all I carry on a daily basis because it is a lot, definitely a lot. I am one of those people that believes in being prepared at all times, I guess, for every situation. When I go grocery shopping, I tend to kind of empty that out just a little bit, carry only what I need, as well as I have a milk crate that I put here and attached to the frame using zip ties that carries quite a bit of my groceries. So yeah, functionality was a big one for me. I should also state, you know, my wife and I have several children, and we have a couple that are very young. We have a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old, and the cool thing about this rack capacity is Lectric sells a carrier package where you can get...
I am stuttering like a motherfucker.
Sorry, y'all. I still get nervous like talking to the camera, so just bear with me. But as I was trying to say, one thing that I found to be really cool about Lectric is with this back rack being able to hold 150 pounds. That's something impressive outside of just, you know, grocery shopping and things like that. They sell a carrier package if you were going to take a passenger with you on this rear rack. It comes with a cushion, a little bar that mounts to the seat post that they can hold on, as well as foot pegs that mount to your axles down there. I thought that was really cool. I have not bought the carrier package yet, but I can tell you now that that bike really can hold 150 pounds on that back rack. There's been times I've set my 8-year-old daughter on there, as well as a few groceries that we've just rolled off. I do want to eventually get the carry package. I feel like that would be helpful. But just having that extra carrying capacity is important, especially if you have small kids. Now, at the time that I bought my XP, it was $999 plus tax. And like I said, they were running a bit of a special, and I've been on there several times since, and it seems like that's something that they frequently do, where they offer you the bike. Usually the price is $9.99. I did not get the extended range battery. I think that for my purposes, the standard battery was all that I really needed. If you are interested though in getting the long range battery, I think it's $200 more. They usually run different package deals where you may get the fenders, the seat, you know, the bike lock upgrades for free, or you may get a headlight upgrade for free. So definitely try to watch out for that. The one that I got, the package deal that I got, was actually, it was the upgraded seat. So I got the comfort seat, which is wider, more cushiony, and it also has a suspension post on it, which is great, and I definitely appreciate that. I also got the bike lock for free. I went back later and I ordered the front rack, and I ordered the mirrors that attach to the handlebars, but I do know that sometimes they throw those in for free as well, depending on the package deal that they're running at the time. One of the things that influenced my decision to go with Lectric in the first place was because I had read so many reviews with people just raving about their products, but also people that had run into issues were saying that their customer service was amazing. And I can say that for myself now, because I had the bike, let's see, probably 2 or 3 weeks at this point in time, but I started having some issues. I contacted Lectric's customer service. They responded to me right away. They sent me a new controller for my bike right away, and I've not had any issues since. I was very, very pleased. Very pleased with their response. I was pleased with how quickly they got a replacement part to me, and I was very pleased with just how they talk to me in general. You know, sometimes when you deal with these bigger companies, you feel like it's such a hassle and they're not listening to you, they're not trying to help you, and Lectric really went above and beyond. I have nothing but positive things to say about them. So I feel like that was a smart decision. Now, with that being said, Lectric does have some critics. I've seen several comments just kind of saying that,
You know, oh, that bike is not built well. It's you know, a piece of junk
in comparison to, you know, and then they name off whatever brand of bike. I don't know if that's true or not. I can only say what my experiences has been. I really love that bike. And I'm sure, yeah, you know, if you're trying to go out and spend multiple thousands of dollars, 3, 4, 5, you're probably gonna get a better quality of bike, right? Not always, but hopefully if you've spent that much money, you're gonna get a better quality of bike. But as for me, my pocketbook is pleased. I'm pleased. I have no complaints. Lectric has been wonderful, and I still stand beside my decision. They have been great. The bike has been great. I can also tell you this, I plan on riding that bike until the wheels fall off. Literally until they fall off in such a fashion that they cannot be reattached. So there's that. I will say though that the LECTRIC XP 3.0 was not my first choice in bike. Actually, the LECTRIC Expedition was. I love that bike. I think that it's designed beautifully. It's considered a cargo e-bike, very functional. I really like that model that has the double battery on it, the extended battery. I think it's amazing. But I also was very skeptical because, you know, it is a little more expensive, as it should be, than the LECTRIC XP 3.0. But like I said, I've never had an e-bike, never rode an e-bike, and I didn't want to come out of my pocket with that much money until I was certain that this was something that was going to work for me. Who knows, maybe when it's time to upgrade or replace the bike that I currently have, I definitely will consider the LECTRIC Expedition again, because that thing is sweet. It's just sweet, boy. But anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me today. That sun is just now starting to kind of get up in the sky, which means the heat will be on its ass right behind it, boy. Try to stay cool today if you're in an area close to me where it is boiling at this time of year. Make sure you're drinking your water. Take care of yourself. And you can always catch me somewhere in Tennessee. Bye.